We use it every day for drinking, gardening, and so much more. Water is a precious resource in Arvada, and the price we pay for it is going up. We want residents to understand why, so let's break it down. Joining me here at the Ralston Water Treatment Plant is Sharon Israel, who heads up our utilities department as its director. Sharon, thanks for having me out here.
It's great to have you here, Mayor Williams.
Sharon, what should our average residential customer expect to have to pay for their water service?
So for a typical single-family home, that 12.3% rate increase is about $9.50 a month. So we bill bi-monthly, and so a typical homeowner would see about $20 more in that bi-monthly bill.
Ouch, but it's necessary.
It is, and it's a difficult thing really for us to have to ask our customers, but because the needs are so great right now for reinvestment, we felt like it was the right time. We really needed to do this.
And Sharon, how will these dollars be spent?
So there's a few things that are really driving this rate increase. One is an increase from Denver Water. We're expecting a 15% rate increase from Denver Water in 2023. So a big part of our rate increase is passing that through. We also have seen major inflation in our costs. So just like a lot of other businesses and homes, we've seen increases in just our day-to-day stuff. Water treatment chemicals here at the treatment plant, pipes out in the distribution system. They're all costing us a whole lot more now with inflation conditions. And then a big piece of this work is going to be helping to fund bonds next year. So we don't have any debt right now, and it's very common for cities of our size to issue bonds to help pay for major reinvestment. This plant we're in right now is a 60-year-old water treatment plant, and there are some components that are original to it. And so the bonds that we're going to issue next year are going to help us fund some big projects that are going to help make sure we can extend the life of this plant and help make sure that there's a great treatment capacity for the generations to come. But it'll include things like replacing equipment. We've had some issues with the condition of the original concrete here, so we're going to be doing some reinvestment on that. And then looking ahead, we're also contemplating building a new treatment plant to replace our other plant, our 40-year-old Arvada plant later in the next few years.
Sharon, we've always prided ourselves on being in a lower tier of our water rates compared to our neighbors.
Yeah.
Now where do we fit in?
So I'm glad you asked that question. I'm a longtime resident of Arvada myself. I've lived here over 17 years. I've been paying for my water bills all that time. And so I want to make sure everybody knows we are still in the bottom third of the entire metro area as far as rates. That means that the majority of the metro area water customers are paying a lot more than those of us who get our water from Arvada. Even though this is a large percentage increase, and I absolutely understand that that's in the double digits. That's hard. But I want to remind everyone that we are still very, very low compared to many other communities.
Sharon, people see new construction. They see new homes being built. And some people think that, I'm having to pay for that new construction, those new homes in my water rates. Is that true?
Let's clear that up right now. We have worked really hard to make sure that the development in this community is paying for itself. So the rate increase does not help support the new development coming into the city. We get the funding for the added capacity we need to add to connect all those new homes, all the new development you see around the city. We get that by charging a system development charge. It's also called a tap fee, but that's the amount of money that we collect from each new home and business, and we put that money in a special account so that we can make sure that those funds pay for expansion. But these rate increases we're talking about, they really are not about expansion. They're about reinvesting for the future of what we already have.
So consistent with talking about water, we have two buckets.
That's right.
Sharon, what can residents who are really struggling with being able to pay their water bill do? Do we have resources for them?
Let's talk about those programs. That's something I'm really proud of. We have a utility billing team. They're available every business day. You can call us if you're having trouble, and that's the first step I would encourage folks to do. If you get your bill, you're feeling like it's not something you can pay, reach out and we'll work with you. We've got several different programs. One program provides funding for lower income households, very similar to the energy assistance program. So if your household is eligible for energy assistance, then you're very likely to also be eligible for water utility assistance. And we can connect you with how to get those funds and help you pay your bill. A couple of other things we do locally. If you're having trouble, we can talk about a one-time credit on your bill. That's going to help you through a short-term issue with your household. And we also offer payment plans for folks who can make a commitment to pay a certain amount every month. We really want to make sure that we're working with those households in our community that maybe need some extra support.
Sharon, I know people want to save money every chance they can. How can they do that with their water bill?
Yeah, so we've got a few programs along those lines, and I'd love to share that with you. One is a great partnership with a group called Resource Central, and we partner with them. They offer a variety of services for homeowners and businesses that help them save money on their water bill. And those include things like if you're interested in turf removal, if you're interested in landscaping, including, you may have heard of garden in a box, so low water use plants. They're a great partner with us, and we do help support them so that they can come to our community and help residents and businesses save money on their water bill. Another really exciting innovation that we're rolling out in the city right now is something called a smart meter. And so smart water meters do a lot of wonderful things, but one of the things they can do is detect when you have a leak in your home. I have one, I'm piloting it at my house here in Arvada, and it literally will detect if I have just a little bit of a drip from a faucet or from a sink, and I'll get a text message or an email notifying me like, hey, check for a leak, you've got some water wasting there. So over the next few years, we're going to be rolling them out to every single customer in the city. There's a great app that you can access all that data on your phone. So if you want to really look at how you can save money on your water bill, we're going to be rolling out this app that's going to give you a lot of capability to track exactly how you're currently using water and if there's any possibility that there's any going to waste.
Great. Now, Sharon, dust off your crystal ball for me. What do you think the future of Arvada water looks like?
Well, I have to tell you, with the track we're on, I'm really optimistic about the future. I've worked in Colorado water for over 20 years, and so I really love this topic. I love geeking out about it, and I'm incredibly proud to be working in this community where I live. But I'll tell you, we're in a great position as far as water supply. And that is a major pressure for a lot of communities in the Front Range, as we've all seen in the news. And whenever there's a potential drought, it's literally front page headlines, right? Well, we've got a great partnership with Denver Water. We've got some really senior water rights in the area. And so from a water supply perspective, Arvada is in a fantastic position. With this reinvestment that we're doing, with the plans that we have over the next 5 years to spend a lot of focus time on reinvesting in this plant, thinking about what we need, with the support of the community, we are literally we're setting ourselves up for generations to come.
That's great, Sharon. I appreciate the work you're doing. I know it's been a tough year in terms of having to do all this analysis and then having to come to City Council and really say, we really do need to increase these rates. And I got to thank you and your team, and I've got to thank the City Council for being willing to bite the bullet and recognize that this is what we've got to do.
Thank you, Mayor.